Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be covering a topic that is essential to anybody who's considering moving to Mississauga. From the cost of living to your daily expenses, today's video is all going to be about the cost of living in Mississauga. We're going to be exploring the cost for housing, transportation, and everything in between. So let's get into the video. So before we dive into the numbers, Mississauga, if you're not familiar with it, that may be a small portion of people watching this video, but it is the heart of the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area. So Mississauga is going to have a ton of amenities, whether it be shopping, entertainment, good transportation locations. You're going to have access to highways from all over the place. You're going to have the most popular malls like your Square One. You're going to have lake access if you're going to head down to Port Credit. You are that core of the GTA. Now, Mississauga is a vibrant community. There's tons of amenities and attractions, and you can watch any of my previous 3 videos and you will get a great sense of different neighborhoods that might work for you. So let's get into the actual video here and talk about the cost of living. We're going to start off with real estate. So as of September 2023, we saw 17% decrease in the amount of transactions that were actually happening in Mississauga. This is not a Mississauga specific issue. This is actually the GTA as a whole, but Mississauga had a 17% decrease, which means there's a lot less activity and a lot more opportunity for somebody who's trying to purchase something in Mississauga. There are some holdbacks because the inventory has grown and the transactions have become smaller. The main factor here is the affordability. Your starting price point in Mississauga is in that $600,000 range for a condo, but getting an approval from the bank is going to be the most difficult thing that most people are encountering. The banks are not going to be giving you mortgages very easily, and because of this, we've got a lot of stagnant properties that are just sitting on the market. Now, we're going to give you just the averages here. So your average single-family home, so detached property in Mississauga, is $1,388,000. That is across the board. We'll go into a couple specific neighborhoods just to show you the ranges later on, but this is a single family home. Townhouses, $864,000 is the average to get a townhouse. Now, this is not a townhouse with a fee. This is just a freehold townhouse, so no maintenance fees associated with it across all of Mississauga. And your average condo as of September 2023, $664,000. Now we have to remember that encompasses such a wide range of condos. You're going to have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, no bedroom. You're going to have 3 bedrooms. So you're going to have a wide range there, which is why that price is a little bit higher than one may think. And that encompasses some of the more premium areas, like your condos in Port Credit, for example, are going to be $1.2 million. So it averages out all of these specific areas. Now let's talk about general housing in Mississauga and a couple specific areas. Now we know the average house sold for $1,119,000 in Mississauga as of September 2023. But this doesn't tell us the whole picture. It doesn't actually give us a great example of specific neighborhoods that you may be inquiring yourself. So today, the next 3 neighborhoods I'm going to give you are going to encompass anywhere from a starting price point all the way up into that full detached house in some of these premium neighborhoods. And the 3 neighborhoods we're going to cover are Square One, Erin Mills, and Port Credit. Square One, September 2023, $609 was your average condo starting price range, so you're able to get into the market at $609 potentially. That's not your average condo. That would be where that lower range would be, all the way up to $1.49 million for a detached in that Square One area. So you've got a huge range of almost $1 million, but a condo around that $600,000 range, and a detached property could be 1.5. It could be higher, but that was your average range that we're seeing here. Erin Mills, higher for a condo. There is less inventory there, so you're going to be able to get a better premium for your condo. You're not competing with the same amount of listings that you will in that Square One area. So $664,000 all the way to $1.55 million. So you had a higher condo range and you had a higher detached range. Now, Port Credit, we all know, premium area, so that range is going to shock some. You've got 1.224 for your starting range, all the way up till 1.99, so just under $2 million. That's just under $2 million for your average detached home, and that's actually new. That area has held for a while over that $2 million range. So we're seeing it slowly creep under $2 million. It's still not an area that a lot of people can afford, especially if you're buying from a condo to a detached property, for example. You're going to really have to work your way up the ladder in that poor credit area. You're not going to be able to take a significant jump from a condo to a detached property with these property prices. Now we're going to get into transportation. So if you are using the Mississauga transportation system, your average My Way pass is going to cost you about $135 a month. If you're a car owner, you're going to have to consider things like your car payment, the insurance, your gas, and then potentially some parking. So I'm going to break down a little chart here that I'll pop on the screen. So as you can see here, we have public transit averaging it at $135 a month, car insurance $150 to $300. I know myself, I pay about $280. Fuel anywhere between $150 and $300 per month. And then the maintenance of the vehicle averages $100 to $200 a month. We're going to head over to utilities, and we're going to use the example of a family of 4, and that can range from anywhere between $200 to $400 per month. But as you'll see on the chart here that I'm going to pop on the screen, you've got electricity bill, average between $50 and $150. Your water bill, $30 to $60 per month, gas another $40 to $90, and then your internet, that can range, I'm at about $90 myself, but you've got $60 to $100 is your average utility costs that you're going to encounter in the Mississauga area. Now we're going to get into a sensitive topic, and groceries are really giving me a hard time right now. I've got 2 young kids, and we go through a ton of fruit, and paying $5, $6 for a small pint of blueberries right now is driving me nuts. But this is what we are currently dealing with. So when we're talking about groceries, as you'll see on the chart here, your average family of 4 is going to spend $900 to $1,100 per month. I spend about $200 to $250 a week, so that puts me right on par here. Dining out, I know a lot of people are doing less of this, but $15 to $30, and that's just for a casual. If you're going to go mid-range, $30 to $60, and then fine dining, it's going to cost you, $80 plus your tax and tip. You're over $100 to go out for a fine dining meal nowadays, and this is not something that's necessarily surprising for a lot of people. I know myself, we've cut down our dining outs just because the costs aren't making as much sense as just making a great home-cooked meal. Now, I've got kids, so childhood education and daycare and the additional costs that come along with that can be quite pricey for those of us who do not have kids. You don't really realize, but I spend about $25 to $30 a day for my kids in daycare, which equates at the end of the year to about $12,000 for both kids, so $6,000 a year. And as you'll see on the chart that I've got, I'm going to pull up here, if they wanted to go into a private school, you're talking $10,000 to $30,000 a year. Some of the daycares can be on the lower range, so $1,000 to $2,000. And then you've got your after-school programs around $200 to $500. That can be monthly as well, depending on the school that your kids are attending. And healthcare. Luckily, Ontario's healthcare system does cover a lot of things, but if you don't have a benefit plan, if you don't have a package that's going to cover some of the additionals, so you've got your pills, your medications, if your kids or you get sick that are not necessarily covered, you might only have a portion of your eye care covered, and just general health, so massage, homeopathy, things like that, you might not have all of these covered, so there's going to be additional expenses, but we're just going to call this a flat for now. We're not going to put a cost on it. Now, it's great in Ontario that we do have some of these things that are actually covered. It's not something you're always worried about, is how much is it going to cost to get my x-ray done, for example, or to take my blood work. But there are some things that are going to be an out-of-pocket expense. They're just not something predictable that we can put on a chart here. Now, keep in mind, this is data that we found online. It's as of 2022, and some of it for the real estate end is 2023 based. So some of this may change. It may not be the same in your specific neighborhood, but let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts right now on the cost of living? Is there somewhere that you guys have been able to look at your budgets and pare down what you're actually spending your money on? What are you prioritizing when it comes to your finances? Because when you look at these charts here, it is extremely expensive just to live from day to day. That does not even include your mortgage or your interest payments or any of the other things that you're paying for. This is just your general cost of living. So let me know in the comment section down below, what area do you want me to cover next? And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.